It's a mafia dark romance. And yes, it's made for Christian women. There's no sexual stuff in there. There's no extreme sexual content. Today we're jumping into some faith-based books I'm really excited to read. Honestly, y'all, it took a while to find these. I've done a lot of research, and a lot of them I'm actually extremely excited about. The other ones I'm okay with. Like, I'm uncertain, but I feel like it's gonna be good. I've come to realize that a lot of the books that I ended up enjoying and really loving, the description of the book did not do it justice at all. All of these books are either Christian books or by faith-based authors. Most of them are romance, some of them are fantasy, and then some probably are just dystopian. So pretty much all of these are fiction and romance, which is exactly what we need. Okay, some of these already have box sets, and I need starting off strong is The Chronicles of Elira by Victoria Lynn. Basically, it's about this girl named Violet. She lives a quiet life, kind of. She tries to keep to herself and stay out of the way of everyone else in her kingdom or country. And currently what's going on is there is a king on the throne. There's a new king on the throne just until the prince reaches of age to take over. And this king has basically made it very hard to survive in the kingdom of Elira. I think it's Elira. Elira. There are extremely high taxes, harsh punishments, especially if you can't afford to live there. And he has a super overbearing personality, right? And the guardsmen of Elira are also very overbearing and aren't the best people. So one day Violet finds a injured guardsman in the woods, and he's unconscious, and she has no choice but to help him out. So she brings him back home to her mother, and they help him out until he's conscious again. And when he's conscious, they realize he doesn't remember anything from his past life, and she takes the risk of basically destroying all the evidence of his past life. And it's kind of a question of what happens when or if he starts to remember, and who's going to save Elira. That is a trilogy. There are 3 books: Once I Knew, This Life of Mine, and The Lost Rose. Book 2 is We Found Hallelujah by Vanessa Miller. It's about sisters coming together. I think it's like 2 to 3 sisters come together to place the dread of their past in this place, which is in this place called Hallelujah. It's Hallelujah, South Carolina. Their past in Hallelujah, South Carolina, it caused them a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, and things never went right. So basically the book is about family secrets, relationships, and forgiveness. Next we're getting to Heart of Red, Blood of Blue by Rebecca Belliston. First of all, it's royalty. It takes place in a kingdom, and there are princesses and princes. So I'm already sucked in, because y'all, half the time I just want to feel like a princess, and I love reading books about princess because I just want to be a princess. I mean, well, technically, wait, I am. We all are princesses and princes out here, okay? We're God's children. That makes us a princess and a prince. Okay, so Princess Gisela, she was born albino, and she is betrothed to marry this prince. However, he dies. He's killed, and it starts this 10-year-long war that her father, Gisela's father, is completely determined to win, even if that means bringing her out of hiding. And also, in that sense, he has agreed to marry her off to, as the book description described the guy, an old brute. And unwilling to, she runs off. She runs away, and ends up being in the midst, the pawn of this huge war, this huge battle between 3 different kingdoms. And in all of that, it's up to her to try to bring peace, while also only desiring a chance to be truly loved for who she is, and wanting a chance at true love. So I'm really excited to get to that. The next one is Beautiful Lies by Rebecca Belliston. Y'all are gonna notice a lot of these books are by some of the same authors. Like, there's gonna be a repetition of authors. Anyway, like I said, Beautiful Lies by Rebecca Belliston. First of all, I am extremely excited about this book. Why? Because it's Mafia. It's a Mafia dark romance. And yes, it's made for Christian women. There's no sexual stuff in there. There's no extreme sexual content. There's no foul language. And who knew that it would ever exist? Who knew that it would ever exist? Okay, Y'all, I didn't even write down her name. I don't know her name. Oh my gosh, that's so bad. But the main character, she witnesses the death of a young boy, and instead of going under witness protection, she ends up under the protection of this mafia boss, because he is basically the little boy that she witnessed die is the mafia's boss' younger brother. And she knows that witness protection can't actually protect her to the fullest extent. However, this mafia boss is extremely determined to protect her because he needs her to testify in court, so he doesn't want anything to happen to her, so that she can help them figure out who did this to his brother. So she agrees to his terms and conditions and to remain under his watch and stay safe in this, that, and the third. But what she didn't agree to was the way he looks at her. The way he looks at her. Honey? Next, we have the Trickery Trilogy by Felicity Elaine. Basically, I'm going to start by giving y'all the descriptions of book 1 of each book. So when I'm mentioning trilogies, I'm not going into book 2 and book 3. Basically, it's about Maya. It's her first day at university, and she plans on confessing her feelings to her childhood best friend. However, the power grid goes down. They're left in this blackout, and she also ends up bumping into her ex. Things get worse between her and her ex, and she needs things to get better between her and her childhood crush. However, she's forced to get through this blackout, I think while dorming with the both of them, or because of whatever situation they're in, she has to be in close proximity to both of them, where again the power grid is down, there's limited water supplies, and people are dying, and she has to get through this. And then there's the love triangle, and this is one of the ones where I'm a little uncertain about, but I'm kind of excited for, because there's a love triangle, and as much as I hate love triangles because it really tests my patience, I appreciate that there's a warning. Like, it's not just spraying on me. Again, that's the Trickery Trilogy. Book 1 is Disciples, book 2 is Exodus, and book 3 is Eternus. The next one I'm going to talk about is a pentalogy. There's 5 books in this series, and the series is called I Am Man. The first book, which is I Am Man, is, I'm going to just read y'all the description because it seemed interesting, but I didn't really know how to put it into my own words and still make it sound good. I guess because I'm not a robot, so maybe I should have asked Chat GPT, y'all. It says, "No, I don't feel things the way you do. I don't have to eat or sleep, and I can take a few punches. I know I'm not human, but sometimes I feel like I might be, you know, like when I'm around this one girl." Codex 5 is a guardian fresh from the factory. After being reset and having his memories wiped, all he wants is a fresh start. But that's hard to do when your client is an exiled princess who wants you to help her escape from prison. Humans are so complicated, and this one drives him crazy. It sounds good, and I hope it's as good as it sounds, because it's giving he's catching feelings, and you're a robot. What have we learned? Okay, we've seen enough movies to know how this go. Okay, the next one is the Cross Academy Trilogy by Felicity Elaine. Y'all, Felicity Elaine is taking over my TBR list right now, and I'm not mad at it. At least not until I read the books. First of all, I was actually really excited about Cross Academy. It's especially because, well, you'll see why. So basically, the main character, I love her name, is Foxfire. Crazy, fictional, yes, we know. It's a fantasy book. So her name is Foxfire, and she lives in this world, and we're in this state of life where demons are no longer walking around unseen, and quiet prayers are weapons. And Foxfire, her hands are eventually blessed with fire. She has this ability, this fire ability, right? And in this world that they live in, when you are blessed by God, right? When you have these God-given powers, right? It is a blessing from God. However, the demons and the forces of darkness, they also have these powers, and it's not blessings. It's not considered blessings. It's considered curses. It's considered they are a curse, right? And so now it's like they are trying to take over the 4 corners of the earth, the 4 winds of the earth, and it's up to those that God has blessed with these abilities to fight against them. And so Fox is on her way to Cross Academy, where she is going to learn and train to use her God-given blessing to fight against darkness, and eventually she realizes that fighting against darkness is going to be way more difficult than she was hoping for. However, she still remains hopeful because she knows that God is on her side and he is there for her and he's with her. But I love books that, I don't know why, I just love fantasy books that take place at some sort of academy or something like that. It's something different. It's like it's a world where these characters are really allowed to exist. I don't know. There are 5 books in the Cross Academy series. The first one is Cross Academy. The second one is The Howler's Cry. The 9th, Births of Carnage. The 4th is The Testament Relics. And the 5th is Shifting Tides. The next book on the list is The Barren Fields by Felicity Elaine. It's about this girl who was studying abroad when she thought she heard God's voice telling her to go home. So she hopped on a flight. She went back to the States. Only as soon as she landed, the States was bombed and gone. And all of the survivors were forced to live either underground or indoors. So that's what she was doing, and she was conflicted because she's like, there's no way God told me to come back for this. She hears rumors that there are a bunch of settlements out there throughout the States, and it reminds her of what God had told her years prior. And so she sets out in hopes to find these settlements and hopefully her family as well. Question is, what did God tell her, and what is her mission, and why did she go back to the States just for it to be blown up? We are on the Withered Rose trilogy by Felicity Elaine. Again, this is the other Mafia one I told you about. I'm just going to read you the description of the book because I didn't summarize this one. Rosa DeLuca finally escaped the Italian Mafia. She wants nothing more than to live a life free of violence, crime, and lawlessness. When she takes up shelter with the Christian family just outside of New York, she finds God and she finds peace. But her peace is shattered when her father dies and her brother hunts her down. All at once, Rosa is forced back into the life she only just escaped. As punishment for her betrayal, she is married to the German underboss, Maury Jagger. But marriage isn't enough to break Rosa's will. Nothing says she can't escape again, and this time God is on her side. Finally, the opportunity for escape presents itself, but Rosa hesitates. She knows she wants to leave the Mafia, but after getting to know Amori, she isn't sure she wants to leave him. Meanwhile, Amori is looking forward to having a new bride. He doesn't want to get married, but he's willing to do whatever it takes to keep the family business afloat. It also doesn't hurt that Rosa is absolutely beautiful. But Amori is a Mafia underboss, and Rosa is a Christian woman. Her faith is standing right between them, and he hates that. The sting of her refusal to marry him runs deep, but something in Amori feels drawn to Rosa despite their differences. Book 1 is Withered Rose. Book 2 is Clipping Thorns. Book 3 is Starting Over. There is another trilogy, y'all. There's a lot of trilogies, and I absolutely love that because I love trilogies. Like, I'm okay with standalones sometimes, but I love when the story continues and continues and continues. So, next we have the Misty River Romance trilogy by Becky Wade. The first book is Stay With Me. When acclaimed Bible study author Genevieve Woodward receives an anonymous letter referencing her parents' past, she returns to her hometown in Blue Ridge Mountains to chase down her family's secret. However, it's Genevieve's own secret that catches up with her when Sam Turner, owner of a historic farm, uncovers the source of shame she's worked so hard to hide. Sam has embraced his sorrow, his isolation, and his identity as an outsider. He spent years carving out both career success and peace of mind. The last thing he wants is to rent a cottage on his property to a woman whose struggles stir his worst failure back to life. Can he bear to turn her away right when she needs him most? Book 1 is Stay With Me. Book 2 is Let It Be Me. And book 3 is Turn to Me. We are on the last book of the list, y'all. The Masterpiece by Francine Rivers. I also checked out the reviews on this, and all of the reviews were extremely good. I think it was like almost 5-star reviews, like 4.5, 4.7, 4 point something high. So basically, there's a successful LA artist whose name is Roman Valesco. He appears to have everything he could possibly want: money, fame, women, all of that. However, his new assistant, Grace Moore, who is reluctant, knows how little he truly has. The demons of his past seem to echo through the halls of his empty mansion and out across his breathtaking Topanga Canyon view. But Grace doesn't know how her boss secretly wrestles with those demons. Basically, what he does is he tags buildings as birds, basically graffiti. And he does this as an alter ego that could destroy his career and land him in prison. Like Roman, though, Grace is wrestling with ghosts and secrets of her own. After a disastrous marriage, threw her life completely off course, she vowed never to let love steal her dreams again. But as she gets to know the enigmatic man behind the reputation, it's as if the jagged pieces of both of their pasts slowly begin to fit together until something so unexpected happens that it changes the course of their relationship and both of their lives forever. That is my list, y'all. Let me know again if y'all have read any of those books on the list, or if you plan on reading any. Again, because I do plan on talking to y'all about these. I do plan on dropping reading vlogs for these, and I'm hoping to get through these by the end of this year, along with all of the other books on my TBR, because there are my summer reads. There are the books I just got from the dollar store, if y'all seen that video. And I also need some, I like to read according to the season. So I also need to read these in the right season. I feel like it's still early in the year. We're about to get into spring. So I have a chance, okay? I have a chance. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Love you all. Bye.